Yo, what's the scenario? Here we go, yo. Here we go, yo. What's the scenario? Man,
That was just.
let me tell you something. That's what put Buster Rhymes.
Oh man, that's when the other members of LONS were like, better start.
Yeah.
Looking at other employment.
Yeah. LONS, Leaders of the New School, man.
Yeah.
I remember I was in a rap group in 8th grade.
You were? What was your name? What was your name?
My name was Suave.
I like it.
Yeah, man. My name was Suave.
What was one of your flows?
I'm the babbler, talk about the rap, saying, give a kid crazy, toss my brain is lost, I am my mental, misfit, got that, the fire flow, leave the kids and conclusion. No, revolution, who's the man? I'm the man. I said, was I missaid it? Won't regret it, so you question why. Michael be getting so damn ill, packing a pen and pad to flow real and deal. People think I'm going mad, too smooth as a flute. Hustle with sin jet and start cash and loot. Got the loot, yes, the cash. Now it's time to dash. Like Jordan, pass like Jordan.
Pass.
That's all I got.
I always wanted to be a hype man. Just
you would be good at that.
Just remember, the key words.
Yeah.
Just show up.
Dude, you know back in the day. Oh, by the way, this is Owen.
Hey.
Phenomenal comedian. This is our first time
talking.
Always
known of each other.
And I always see you on shows.
Oh, word, okay.
When I lived in LA. We were like
pass.
Pass.
You always had gotta get home energy. I always had gotta get home energy.
Because we married.
Married, kids same age.
It's all about getting home.
Yeah.
So, and you might be past it, but I'm not past at the Comedy Store. Because I never had time to hang out.
Oh, yeah. Well, I did it before I got married with kids.
See.
And it was weird because it was good, but weird. Because I had to go park up on top of the hill, walk down, and just sit in the room and watch hours of comedians. And it made me, honestly, fall back in love again with comedy.
Really?
Yeah, because there was so many great comics taking amazing chances. And I was just like happy to hopefully belong to this group.
No, it's pretty amazing that when you watch great comedians, like I'm at the point right now where anyone close to my style, I can't watch. Because I never want to think I got an idea from somebody.
Oh, I feel you.
I watch Dave Chappelle because to me he's a genius, but he's more on the political side and more about, a strong point of view on that. Like I'm just family.
I feel you.
I want to eventually be like Bill Cosby without the rape. You know what I mean?
Hilarious.
That's what I want to be.
Without the rape. Happy birthday, Dave. He turns 50, I think, tomorrow, the 24th.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And we're both from the same area. He's from, Ohio, but I grew up in PG County, Maryland. He's from that area.
Okay.
And
now, were you in the same clubs coming up?
No, so he didn't go to college. I went to college. And so
you made that mistake, huh?
Yeah, man. It was like I did feel 4 years behind, like artistically.
Yeah.
Because I had to get that that employee off me, And then the first couple of years I started doing stand-up, I felt like the audience looked at me like I was the police. Like they didn't trust me. They were like, because I started in black rooms and I walk on stage with my slacks and my shirt tucked in. Hi everyone. They're like, who is this dude? And so but Dave was like, and he went to a performing school of the arts.
Yes,
and he did what do you call it? He was a street performer for a second with Charlie Barnett.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, man. You ever work at Comedy Magic Club?
I love that club.
Dude.
Love that club.
Man, and I love they expose you to like mimes and magicians. But
like you'll go after or before magician.
Amazing. But what blew my mind was when we would work with they would also bring in street performers from France. They didn't speak the language or whatever. They never had a bad show. And I was like, man, I wish I had that training in my armor, because if you can get people just on the street not thinking about the art form and you get them laughing at your thoughts and paying you, there's you come inside with a light on you on purpose and a mic. So Dave has like all those competitive advantage things too.
Who would you say is your class coming up? What comedians were with you?
When I started,
we're gonna get to all your shout outs. Thank you for all the comments.
Oh, we getting shout outs?
Oh yeah. So Diane, you got Bill Shannon. What's up, Bill
what
Shannon?
What up, BS? Those are some great initials.
Maria Jolie.
What up?
Silvio. That's a long name.
Yeah.
Montega. But we
Montega
got.
Bay. There's some
If
cool
you got
names
any
on there.
questions for Owen, hit him up. If
Send
you don't know about Owen,
Oh,
give it basically breakdown. You're a comedian. And
comedian, a writer. I was a comedian, actor, but now I'm a writer, showrunner, executive producer of television shows. We're on strike twice. Both of my guilds are on strike. So I'm out here in Vegas. Got to work with Yo, and you know we fighting a good fight back there in LA.
We are.
LA and New York. Shout out to WGA and SAG-AFTRA.
Yeah, man. I heard about the WGA, like the networks, like want to use AI. But then, from what I understand, is like if AI writes a script, people like you, me, have to go in and kind of touch it up so they can copyright it. If AI writes a script, it can't be copyrighted because it's on the internet and anybody can have it.
Yeah, it reminds me kind of like conceptually. I'm no expert, but just hearing it reminds me kind of like sampling in hip hop.
Yes.
So like,
yes.
I remember when I worked on Everybody Hates Chris. They used a lot of like hip hop songs, and so to pay out the rights, they had to contact so many people.
Yes,
and
because there's so many different levels to get rights to a song.
Yeah,
it's not just the artist. It's if there's a producer, then you get the other producer. You got to get everybody on the same page. Yeah,
so I heard some guy created a thing called ethical AI, which would mean like if someone did use AI, they had to give credit, kind of like metadata. I don't want to get too heady, but kind of like metadata on camera stuff of what they told AI to use,
because all AI is just grabbing everybody
that already exists,
information that other people wrote.
Right.
That's all. It's just copy. You know what ChatGPT is and all these AI. It's TikTok. Oh. It's just copying what everybody else is doing and making it popular.
Oh my gosh,
that's all it is. TikTok.
I know. I'm so envious of people who are making money just like reacting to something someone else already did. Like that's so clever. You just see like a head. I'm looking at like one of the sketches you made, and I'm just going, "That's funny." And then they're like, then I make some money too. I'm like, "Whoa!"
But they get millions of views.
Millions of views.
Yeah, but you know what? It's a thing where I hear so many different people fight it, but it is what it is. And we were the ones at the beginning of this whole technology boom, where there was no internet. Now there was no cell phones. We started hip hop. We started gaming.
Yeah,
Atari 2600.
Yes, that was my joint right there.
So anybody should be able to adapt as us. And I hate when people around my age go, "Oh, I can't do that." It's like, no, you were there at the beginning.
Yeah,
you should be able to adapt.
So I'm talking to Yo's audience. If anybody can help me,
we need
edit.
Questions.
I got a bunch of material that I want edited so I can start posting it. And Yo's going to help me. Yo's going to help me.
No. I'll tell you this.
Yes.
Munch.ai.
Are you serious?
You put your set in there. It cuts it up by itself. It's done in about 30 minutes. I put my special. I tested it last night.
Are you
I put
serious?
my special in there. It broke down 28 clips in about 30 minutes and captioned it and everything.
MUNCH?
Actually, I wish I could show this on it, but I have a clip that I posted today. AI did it.
You know what I love about you? You don't know. We kind of just met. But you have a lot of information in your brain. You're kind of like me. Like when my friends call me, I'm like, "Oh yeah, that happened."
Yeah.
But it's just a different space. Like you have told me like 3 different softwares I didn't even know could make my life easier.
Oh yeah.
He just told me seamlessly. Oh yeah, Munch.ai.
But like I was talking to there's this phenomenal lady that kind of oversees my social media. She goes, "Oh, you're learning all this AI. You're going to replace me?" But I go, no, because I still need a person to put it out there because AI is not perfect.
Right.
Because with comedy, you want the words to come in at a certain time.
Yeah.
So that somebody physically has to go in and change it.
Yes.
But like a podcast.
Yeah.
Like this.
Yeah.
I'll show you after this.
I'm so excited.
This is 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I can download it, put this in the AI, and by the time we leave tonight, it'll have like 30 clips.
That's amazing.
I can post from this.
Can y'all tell I don't know where to look? I look there. I look at him. I look at his feed. It's like I'm all over, man. I'm gonna get better at this. Hi.
So
yeah.
What started you in comedy first?
Oh man, I was 9 years old and I saw Eddie Murphy Delirious, and I thought I said to myself, that's what I want to do for the rest of my life, just not in that outfit. Because he had on all red leather.
Yes.
And I can't pull off an all red leather outfit. I got a high booty. And I couldn't do it. So I didn't know what he was doing, and I didn't know if that was the uniform
You had to wear?
of everyone that did it. You know what I mean? So I had to ask, what is he doing? And they said he's a comedian. And I used to always make people laugh. I was born in the Bahamas.
Yeah.
Came to the United States because I needed work. I used to joke. But so I used to always make people laugh because I grew up in a black neighborhood, but I always looked different.
Yeah.
So I would just get ahead of it,
Now, when you say you look different, what's that?
They be like, you ain't got no eyebrows. You got a big forehead. Where you from?
Wait a minute, you don't have eyebrows.
Yeah, and I'd be like,
why don't you have eyebrows?
Well, I don't know. I'm West Indian, and a lot of my West Indian friends aren't that blessed.
Oh, now I'm staring at your eyebrows.
My son will be like, Daddy, where your eyebrows? But my son has eyebrows.
He does. Does the rest of your family have eyebrows?
Yeah. I married a woman from Gary, Indiana.
With heavy eyebrows.
Yes, she helped us. You know what I'm saying? You got to get in there. So
wait. So you don't when you do a TV show, do they ever just put them on?
Sometimes I'll say, give me the Denzel, and they laugh, and they'll put a little extra on there. But you don't want it to look fake.
Have you ever had another person West Indian born with no eyebrows?
Well, I want to send a shout. I don't know if people want me calling them out, but when I lived in New York, I would see several of my West Indian brethren, and when I would go to Miami and go back to the Bahamas, I would see some light in the brows. But that's not true of all West Indians. I'm not saying that, but
I keep staring.
I know it's almost hypnotic.
Do you have
they're thin. They're just very light. It's very light.
Translucent.
Yeah, but when you're a kid playing outside with other just beautiful black kids, we all running all sweating. Somebody every day be like, where you from? I'm like, I'm from here. Nah, where you from? And then I would start making, and I had a list. I was like, from the Bahamas. And it was like, you Bahamanian, and so I used to just be funny. And so when I saw Eddie Murphy being funny, a guy that was like my complexion, had a similar grade of hair. I didn't have a jerry curl, but I was like, I just related to it. And so, but I didn't tell anybody I was going to do stand-up. I just kept it a secret. But every time I made somebody laugh real hard in my head, I was like, I'm being a comedian right now. So
then
I started at 19.
19. Do you remember the first time you were on
stage? Yeah.
How'd it go?
Oh my gosh. So comedy, Greenbelt Comedy Club in Greenbelt, Maryland. Chris Paul, the great Chris Paul, brought me up on stage. Shout out to Chris Paul, one of the funniest people ever. He taught me one of the biggest lessons in showbiz because I had gone to this open mic several times and he never called me up, and I was the first one. So I got the courage to go up to him and go, hey man, I've been coming here and you haven't called my name. He goes, oh, I just didn't know you. Come back next week. So I came back the following week. I go on stage and I did good.
Yeah.
Audience was looking at me. I got some laughs, but when I got off stage, the comedians were so nurturing. They're like, yo, you were funny. Good job. They gave me applause.
That's great.
They were like, slow down, do this, keep that joke, da-da-da-da, keep coming back. And then, you know how the comedians are more seasoned as the amateur night goes on. A guy named Mike Brooks, shout out to Mike Brooks, one of my favorite people. He goes on stage and I go, I was in 8th grade with him. And so he showed me around that summer, the comedy circuit. And my goal was to get paid. Yeah. And at the end of the summer, Pops, what's up, Pops? He gave me a crumpled up $25. And I thought I was a professional. Yeah. Then I went back to college my sophomore year. I went to Notre Dame in South Bend.
Oh, wow.
And that's where I start everything that they do.
So did they have comedy around
Well, a Funny Bone opened up while I was there in the mall. Really? And so I did summer school the next summer. So I could work at that Funny Bone. And I worked the door.
That's dope.
And I became the house MC. And that's why I got to meet all these national headliners. Yeah. And it was like the best education for me about life because I learned about so many different cultures, like Italian people and Irish people. And, Larry the Cable Guy was performing there back then and all these folks. And I just got like this lesson in life and in comedy. And I became the house MC.
And then you get to see so many different styles.
Absolutely.
That's what's great. When you first start, I used to just go, when I first started, to the comedy cellar, to the comedy store, to improv and just watch. Yeah. And then as you get better, what's interesting is you catch up to the people you admire.
Oh yeah.
And then that's the best feeling in the world where you thought, oh my God, they were everything. And then 5 years later, you look back and go, oh, I passed them. Or, you know what I mean? That's pretty cool, where you can see growth. And it takes a lot of work, but you could actually pass. Like they say, don't look up to your idols, pass them.
Man, I'm going to tell you I've been having some full circle moments. One of the first huge stars I got to open for in South Bend was D.L. Hughley. Because
good.
yeah, because DL will come through there, Cedric the Entertainer will come through there, and then I got years later after I became a showrunner, I got to develop and we sold a sitcom with DL. I got to write a show for him, so it was like I already knew his voice. You know what I mean? I knew the guy since I was 19. You know, and it was fantastic. And now I'm working with Cedric on something, so it is full circle. Like,
how many since you know you've done a lot of sitcom writing, a lot of TV show writing.
mm-hmm.
I want to go back to stand up. How many comics do you think have writers that, like, what's the percentage of comics that break that have writers that we don't even know about?
Oh, you talking about writers
ones
that help their jokes?
Yeah, that punch up or that like actually their job is to write.
Oh, interesting. I don't know. I know, like when I was coming up, and it's a generational.
For people, and you don't have to say who you.
Well, yeah, I mean, when I was coming up, generationally, if I'm watching your act and I see something you could use, I couldn't wait to tell you.
Yeah.
Hey man, do this. Hey man, because to me, in my mind, if it made you better, it just made the game better.
Yeah.
If you got more opportunities, then we would get more opportunities. Mm-hmm. And so my group, we were always kind of selfless in that way.
Yeah.
And so like if someone was doing a special, we would want it to be great. And if someone was doing a special, like especially like for my area, if I knew them, I was like, yo, if you want me to come watch, I would help if I could. So for me, I don't look at it as a bad thing because you've already found your voice in what you want to say, but sometimes you may not see something. Sometimes it may just be arranging the set so it has more impact.
Yeah.
Sometimes it may be like, oh, you might not need that, or you know, or giving you an extra concept to take it further. But to me, like a win is a win. Like if the people feel good, that's good for our business. More people gonna come. And
what's interesting when I first started, man, and this was only 12 years ago.
Yeah,
there's a lot of hate, you know, because I feel what's different about today and what's great is it feels like, oh, if one person breaks, that stops you from breaking. Now it's kind of like there's so many outlets and so many platforms that you can still break. It don't matter who breaks.
Yeah.
Because me and Joe were talking about, Joe Coy.
Love
we're talking about if you're climbing a mountain.
Yeah.
There's a lot of peaks. Yeah. Everybody can have their own peak. But if you keep trying to push people down, then you stop climbing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So the energy of pushing people down.
It takes so much energy.
Yeah.
It's like but I mean, I would feel like I can see why you would get a lot of hate because you're a handsome guy coming into the room. You know what I mean? And you're like
nice.
You're like made in a lab. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like,
really? Yeah.
You're a handsome guy. You are mixed race.
Yes.
You have a white wife. You can touch everything. So I could see a lot of comments like, "Oh man, this guy's gonna pass me."
Yeah, right. I'm ambiguous. Any room I walk into,
you're like the Rock of comedy.
There you go.
And so
I hope so.
So
one day,
some people who aren't like secure in themselves are mad at that. I could see them trying to, but that just makes you stronger.
But you know what I love about you, and the first time we met on Monday, which is only first thing you saw me, you're like, "Hey man, that's really," you complimented me right out the gate, and that's when you know you reached a level of security where it's like everybody gonna eat, everybody gonna be fun, especially at the this is what I love about the Comedy Cellar. I perform here all the time. Place. It's in Las Vegas. This is the best club in Las Vegas. I've done all the rooms.
Yes,
like the talent that comes in from LA and New York is just top notch. And when you go to New York and perform, oh my goodness, it's just so exciting because
it's the best.
Nobody does bad.
No,
everybody destroy. And no matter where they put you in the lineup, somebody's gonna crush in front of you.
Oh yeah.
And then you just get used to it, and that's a great feeling where it's like,
work on your stuff.
Yeah. It makes you.
I love that New York club. I could tell you a story about that.
Yeah.
So I was living in Harlem. I was writing on a TV show called Are We There Yet?
Yeah.
And we were shooting in Stanford. Neil Brennan, shout out to Neil Brennan. He kept saying, "Come down to the cellar," and I wasn't past it. I'd never been. I was like, I don't know, Neil. I had this story in my head that I was going to go be treated poorly by the bouncers. You know, the whole New York treatment. Yeah. I was like, I'm having some wins up here working on this show. I just want to hug onto these wins. And he kept saying, "Come on down." So I go down. They couldn't have been nicer.
Yes.
Because in New York, comedy is a business. Like these cats, it's a respected craft. Yeah. So like they knew me as a comedian. Esty, shout out to Esty, said, "Do you want to go on the Late Show?" I was like, "Do I?" I hadn't performed in like, I don't know, 3 months. But I was like, "Yeah." And I go on late at night, and she watched me.
Ooh.
And then she goes, after I do my set, and I have fun, man. After I do my set, she goes, follow me. And then she goes, sit here. She had me sit in a specific booth.
Was it upstairs?
Upstairs.
Yes.
And she goes, the way it works is when you're in town, I go, I live here. She goes, oh. Then she goes, I want you to come start doing spots. So I got passed. And she goes, I only passed one other person this fast. I said, and I made him sit right in the spot you're sitting in.
Oh.
I said, who? She said, Dave Chappelle. And I was like, oh.
That's
And for me, that was like a cool, validation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't have the specials that are fanfare and all that stuff yet, but just to
that moment,
get that love. And Esty was like, I've had these moments that helped save my stand-up comedy spirit, and that was one. That and when I got past the Comedy Store, I was like, I have a home where I can just come perform and grow. And I went.
And that's what it is. Well, you just want a place where you feel good and you get to go up and just practice and also willing to take risks where people won't judge you.
That's right. That's right. And it was, and I got to be with some of my favorite people. Keith Robinson. What up, Keith? What up, dummy?
Keith.
Stupid. And it's just great people.
Big shout out to Comedy Cellar, Mike Yard.
Yeah,
John
Yardy. John. Oh, man.
Yams.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I love it. Marina Franklin.
There you go. There you go.
It's great, man.
All right. Well, thank y'all so much for watching. I would ask you what projects you got, but we're on strike.
Yeah.
Big shout out to WPA, SAG.
Excuse me. Yeah, shout out. I had 4 things going before we went down. Hopefully they all happen.
Come back.
Hopefully.
That's the nervous part is you don't know what's coming back.
That's all right. We'll make more. We'll keep going. We're not going to let it stop us. But I'm going to get with you so I can get some more of my stand-up out there because I do want to work the road more.
Yeah.
And I want my kids to come. I wish they could have come this time, but we'll see. Kingston, Kinsey, if you're up watching.
Is your wife watching?
Belinda, right now? Love you, baby. Yeah. We celebrated 9 years this year.
Oh, that's all. I'm going on 7, so that's
go.
A beautiful thing. So give people your socials because we're gonna cut this up.
Yeah, man. Owen Smith for real at everything. And if you stay with me, hit me at textowen.com. It's not working right now, but it will be working. But yeah, and go to my website, Owen. What is it? Owen Smith is funny or Owen is funny? I think it's owenisfunny.com. That's how like dusty I am.
I'm gonna put your Instagram.
Instagram is Owen Smith for real.
Instagram.com. Owen Smith.
Yeah, number 4. Yeah, real. Right. Yeah, follow me on that.
I just put it in the comments. You hit that up. Follow my man right here.
Help me get over 15,000 on Instagram.
Push him over 15.
If you do, then I believe the Michael Yo touch is real.
Oh, well, we'll see. We still working on our touch.
Man, you're doing great, man.
We trying, man.
Yeah.
My man.
Thank you for having me on this, man.
Yeah. Big shout out to your family. Can't wait to meet y'all eventually, and much love.
Absolutely. Same.
All right. Follow my dude right here.
Yeah, man. Let's get it.